In Go, every parameter that you pass to a function is passed as a value. So what this means is that that function is working with a copy of the data and not the original data. Now sometimes this is what you want, but sometimes and quite often what you want to do is work with the original data, and you might want to modify the original data. And so therefore you don't want a copy. What you want is you want a pointer to the original, and you want to modify the original. So that's what we're going to have a look at in this one. How do we pass a pointer to a function rather than a copy? So first of all, so we get a bit of an understanding of this before we start using pointers, let's just use a function which takes a copy and only modifies inside of that function. So here we're passing a variable called x, and we're going to change x by actually increasing the value by 10. So x is an integer. We're going to increase the value by 10, and then once we've done that, we're going to have a look at the value which gets passed in again and see if it's been increased. Now, because we are using a copy here and we're not updating the original value, then outside of the function our value n should remain unchanged. So what we're doing here is we're initializing n with the value of 5, and then we are passing that value to the add 10 function. So thing to note here, we are just passing a value, and so inside of the function that will just be a copy, and therefore inside of the function we are not actually updating this value outside of the function. We are not updating the original in memory. And so when we go to print this out, we should see that n still holds the original value of 5, even though we did increment this inside of the function. Inside of the function we were just dealing with a copy, and so the scope remains restricted to the function, and x, the parameter, is only changed inside of the function. Okay, so let's just go and run this. So we should see that n still holds the value of 5. After 10, or after add 10, the value remains 5. So the question is, what do we need to do if we actually want to alter or modify this original value? And what we need to do is our function needs to use a pointer which points to and modifies the original value. Okay, so there's a couple of things we need to do here. First, in the signature, we need to declare x as a pointer rather than a copy. And then in order to modify it, at the moment x, this just holds an address. So x is just a pointer to the address. If we actually want to modify or get that value, then what we need to do is we need to use dereferencing, and we need to prefix this and this with an asterisk. And therefore we are incrementing that original value by 10. And so here we are incrementing that original value in memory by 10, and here we are assigning to the original value in memory. Now there's one other thing we need to do here, and so here when we call add 10, the function now needs the address in memory, and so what we need to do there to get that address in memory is prefix this with an ampersand. And so now with this function call, add 10 is getting the address in memory for the n variable, and then it's also going to update that value in memory. And so inside of add 10 here, we are no longer working with a copy, we are working on the original. And so therefore, when we come to print this out now, we should see that the original value of 5 has actually been incremented by 10. Let's go and prove that. Go run main.go. After add 10, we have a value of 15. Okay, and let me show you something similar using a struct. So here I've gone ahead, I've created a user struct, 2 fields, name and score. And then we are passing a copy of a user into a function called increases score copy. And then what we're going to do is increase that score, and we're just going to prove that that increase stays restricted to the scope of the increase score copy function, and outside of there the score does not get increased. So we bump the score here. So here I'm initializing a user with a score of 10. So Alice has a score of 10. Then we're going to pass user A into the increase score copy, and then outside of that function we're just going to check the score once more to prove that the score has not changed. It only got changed on a copy inside of the increase score copy function. So we should see that the score remains the same, and indeed we do. Okay, now let's have a go at doing the same thing except with a pointer. So new function, increase score pointer, and you'll see that the signature is slightly different. In order to pass a pointer, we just place a asterisk before the type. And so what that means is inside of increase score pointer, we will be increasing. And so what that means is inside of increase score pointer, we will be increasing the score on the original in memory. Now, one thing you might be wondering here is why did we not need to use dereferencing here when we had to do it when we were just working with an integer? And the simple reason for this is that Go automatically dereferences pointers when you're accessing struct fields. So it's just syntactic sugar. If you want it to be explicit, you would do it like this. So here we are explicitly dereferencing. Because Go automatically dereferences pointers when accessing struct fields, we don't actually need to do that. We can just do this. So that might seem a little confusing, and it does take a bit of getting used to, but if you're using an IDE like Golang, it tends to sort of point you in the right direction and let you know if you're doing something right or wrong. And that's one of the things I really like about Golang. It just keeps me on the path. Okay, so let's go and use this. So I'll have a new user, which is going to use our other function, which will be increase score pointer. This time we need a pointer to the user, which will be user B. So when you're calling the function, remember you use the ampersand in order to point to that value in memory, or to get the address of that value in memory. And then here we should see that score has actually been incremented for user B. So we're going to see both here. We'll see that Alice's scores stay the same, but that user B, Bob, because we are working with the original, we are passing in a pointer, then Bob's score will be incremented. So let's go and see what we get here. And so copy 10 pointer, score has been incremented, we get 11. Okay, time for a challenge. Now, before having a go at this, just have a look at that last example, see how working with a copy differs from working with a pointer, and then give this a go. Create a struct type called book with these fields. Title will be a string, pages will be an integer, then write a function called add pages that takes a pointer to a book as its first parameter and an integer amount as its second parameter, and the function should add the amount to the book's page count. And then inside of main, create a book, call add pages, and print the updated page count to confirm the original struct changed. Just run it using go run main.go. So like I say, if you have a look at the example we just did, this is fairly similar, except we're passing one extra parameter to the function. I'm sure you can do this. Pause me now and give it a go. Okay, as this solution is a little longer, what I'll do is I'll just drop the steps in here and explain them as I go rather than watch me type this one out. So we said we needed a book struct with two fields. Title is a string, pages is an integer. And then we wanted an add pages function, which takes two parameters. The first one being a pointer to a book, the second being an integer, which will be the amount. And then what we're going to do is we're going to increment the pages, so the integer, by whatever amount is passed to the add pages function. So we're increasing the number of pages in the book, and we are increasing the number of pages on the original in memory and not on a copy because we are passing a pointer. So let's go and use this. First of all, let's initialize a book. So we need to give it a title and the number of pages, and this is what is going to be modified. Next, we need to call the function, and remember it's not the actual novel which is being passed in here or a copy of the novel. What we are doing is we are passing the address of this novel which we initialized here, because that is what we want to update. We are adding 50 pages. So now finally what we want to do is just go and print out the novel or print out the pages value, and hopefully we should now see 250. So this amount on this novel in memory has been increased by 50. Let's go and test that theory. Go run main.go, updated pages 250. Okay, so a very important lesson to get out the way there, because we'll use pointers or we'll pass pointers as parameters or as receivers, which is something that we're going to work on soon when we're calling our functions. We'll do it for two main reasons. One will be to modify and update the original like we've been doing here, but also because pointers are also lighter. They take less memory than passing a copy. So hope you've enjoyed that one. Hope you've learned something and that you've understood it. Give the video a like, make sure you subscribed, and if you want details of how to join the mailing list or where you can see the text version of this lesson, and especially this one will contain a little bit more of textual explanation than what we've done in the video. If you just need that extra understanding, all the info you need is down in the description. I'll see you in the next one.